I ain't gonna promise anything. Welcome to the final Breain Chronicles video. This will include all the chapters, just so I don't waste time, and it will include some of the side stories by the end after chapter 7. It will go from chapter 2, 7, and then like 3 short stories sort of related to the Breain Chronicles. And after that, it's gonna get into the real deal with gaming videos, but that's neither here nor there. Enjoy. Okay, so from chapter 2 and here on out until the finale, every story is going to be speed run. So basically, it's not going to take super long. It's just going to summarize what Dexter Longback did and who he's affected and what happens until the end of Dexter Longback's story. Speed run story starts in 3, 2, 1. The Breain Chronicles, chapter 2, Stupid Wars. Here we enter with Dexter Longback going into a Star Wars universe. So within this new universe, which we'll call, so he enters another dimension, Universe 68, we'll call it, with the Star Wars universe. And it's just, a bunch of wars happening in the stars. Dexter is on a sand planet and wants to go on another vacation, and he sees a free space cruiser going to a paradise. He goes to Paradise Planet and enjoys his time. He meets up with some guy who was bitten by a radioactive gimp and tells him he's gonna help him with these wars. And the bad guy, who is the evil bad guy, is secretly a shapeshifter who works for the alien from another dimension, and realizes that Dexter showing up is the sign to go find the alien and find the ship that can travel through other dimensions in time and space. Paradise gets destroyed by the evil shapeshifter's space army. He lets the general who lives in that universe take command of the army as the shapeshifter goes and hides inside the box. The shapeshifter hides inside the time machine. Dexter goes back with the guy who's been by the radioactive gimp, and he uses his machine to collide Fred the Skeleton's universe with Star Wars like universe, and they end up destroying both universes at once, and it's a whole big mumbo jumbo mess. By the end of it, the guy who was bitten by the gimp turns into super gimp, realizes Dexter isn't the coolest dude, and after getting dropped off at the Paradise Beach, now destroyed because the whole universe is destroyed, he vows vengeance to Dexter Longback, and Dexter Longback leaves with a purple handgun. Chapter 3 of the Breain Chronicles, chapter 3. This one is gonna, this one needs some context first. It's called The Handjob That Killed the Universe, and it has a bit of a Gimp Man's resurgence. So I'll warn you that it's gonna get there's a part that's gonna get really weird. I have to put a bunch of warnings. But first we'll do the Gimp. Let's see. So the man who's been by the radioactive Gimp becomes Gimp Man, and he's sort of in this futuristic dystopian world, and now all he's doing is just trying to capture footage of Dexter Longback just to frame him to get arrested in his universe and basically seal him off in a box that will really free, reusable, healthy power or non-polluting power to his broken, damaged universe by just collect. Okay, now get on to the Dexter story. So Dexter enters a new reality, we'll just call it Dimension 70. And for a little bit of context in this chapter, Dexter lives in Dimension 69, which is a funny number. So in this reality, he meets up with one of his friends that he never was able to see again because his friend in 69 wasn't really his friend. He had a small talk back then, and that dude got hit by a car, or got crashed into a car crash. Dexter travels. He meets up with this dude who's basically going to college and living in his own house through inheritance money. He tells him he wants to help him with his life and give him free college, so his friend basically just agrees. And the shapeshifter is also there, but is disguised as just a random college girl, just knowing that they'll be able to set him up by framing him by being a terrible friend to his friend. So the shapeshifter tricks Dexter and his friend by asking his friend out to the movies. Dexter going along, he meets up with this girl, and the girl, secretly being the shapeshifter, tricks him into getting locked up in a broom closet in the movie theater, while his friend and the shapeshifter go watch a really bad movie alone, while it's locked from the inside, and nobody can get in or come out. So here's the warning part. Here's the warning. You've been warned. Viewers' discretion may be advised. This part is going to get graphic, and I'm definitely not going to draw this part. I'm just going to describe it. What happens next is Dexter is basically an intense scene that I've sadly pictured out in my head. So Dexter's trying to get out of the closet. He's just banging on the door. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go save my friend. And the shapeshifter is basically getting close and personal with his friend from this other dimension. They end up kissing because the movie was just really boring and bad that they were watching. They're just is running. He's literally running across it, and he's trying to break in, knowing that it's locked. He's trying to bust in before people come and start contacting the authorities. Okay, this next part. This is the weird part. So they're making out. They use the makeout spit to give his friend what is wrong with me? They use the makeout spit to give Dexter's friend a hand job. As Dexter starts breaking in, he realizes he's too late as his friend just finished climaxing and is kind of paralyzed at the moment, while the skinwalker literally goes up to the theater room with the projector and is flexing to the main character that there was no head needed, and Dexter retorts back with a makeup mirror, and he pulls out a makeup mirror, throws it out, and it flips in the movie theater while the movie's playing. Dexter pulls out that handgun that he got from the other Star Wars dimension, uses the laser to fire at the makeup mirror, bounce back into the projector room, and put a hole straight through the shapeshifter's head. What the frick? This sounded a lot better in my head. And so we now meet the ultimate villain, the alien, who grabs the shapeshifter before it corrodes and dusts away. Dexter realizes who it is, and he's able to follow it and brings his friend back home, knowing, oh, I failed this mission, I'm just going to go back home now because frick this crap. And the alien ends up destroying the universe and putting the blame on Dexter, and by creating this new monster with some of his, by putting his hand in this weird cauldron, also putting the spunk gotten from the shapeshifter with the date with Dexter's friend, and the shapeshifter's blood was put into the cauldron as well to create the Con monster. And the Con monster destroys this universe, and Dexter leaves, but he ends up not noticing the alien inside his ship. And oh my gosh, it's 7 minutes. And the alien breaks the dimension hopping machine part and ends up jumping into a random dimension as Dexter goes back to his world, reality 69, and they part ways for 2 different stories. Okay, I'm ending this part. This is just so. Alright, the Breain Chronicles Chapter 4, Martian vs. Alien. Okay. So Dexter Longhead goes back to his reality with the alien, ends up destroying some of the ship. And it just crashes. Dexter crashes in his reality, the alien crashes in it. Back to the... No. He crashes in the Amazon rainforest, screwing up with the locals. And while that's going on, a Martian is literally in Antarctica, just searching around looking for the alien, and ends up locating the alien from the Amazon rainforest and traveling to Croatia, where there's a final battle going to happen in an exotic location. So then the alien goes over there after exploring the Antarctic base The Martian. The Martian, after exploring the Antarctic base, the Martian goes to Croatia to meet up with the alien, and they end up fighting near boat docks, and then near the mountains, and then near a beach. They fight near a beach with a bunch of rocks instead of sand, and their final fight takes place within the mountains where there's like green chains that look like the vines, and they're fighting like it was that scene from 2005 King Kong. And it ends with the Martian able to at least beat the alien by giving him like a crack in the system. The alien wins and leaves off to the Dimension 70. Okay, this next segment will be quick. Martian versus the alien. First scene, we got the alien, flies down to the Amazon rainforest, screws with the locals, kills a bunch of people. Next, we go all the way to the Antarctic, into a secret base that's been destroyed. The Martian comes out, searches around the place, looks at a TV, and realizes that the alien is going to Croatia. The Martian goes to Croatia, the alien goes to Croatia, they have a big fight near a boat deck, a beach with rocks, and the final fight ends up with the green chains and down a hill with a secret lair, and the Martian cracks the alien's head, taking it back to its dimension with its broken parts. Chapter 5, Making Dino Land. Okay, maybe I might go slower, but Dexter comes back to his reality, now known as Dimension 69. He meets up with his friend, the rich guy Jared, and he's like, hey, I can help you now with these, I can help you with your Dino Island. And so he tries to go back in time, but realizes that, oh yeah, this machine's not working. I can only teleport from now on, but I will still help you by using this weird scientific equipment that can help make your dinosaurs accurate. And so he does. They are able to buy off an island with the infinite money machine in the time machine. They start creating the island. They use some robots just so they don't get caught with whistleblowers from actual humans. And the dinosaurs are made, and they're kept a mystery to everyone, even the people, even Dexter and Jared. And by the end of it, Dexter realizes, oh snap, these dinosaurs don't even look like actual dinosaurs. They look like hideous creatures, and they just look really disgusting. The Breain Chronicles, Chapter 6, Jurassic Crap. So Dexter lives back home for a while. He leaves the time machine on the island, a very secure location. He ends up having a dream where he gets arrested, but also gets sealed away in a spooky box. And realizing that this is making him paranoid, he's like, oh shit, I gotta go back to the island and see if I can not make this happen by fixing the time machine. So he basically goes back to the island he helped create with his friend Jared on the day of release of the island's first grand opening day. So he takes a cruiser there. He's just tripping out. He's just tripping. He's like, man, I'm not having this. I'm going crazy. I'm taking crazy pills. And he goes to the island He passes everyone from the hotels and the restaurants and goes into the park with a secret entrance just to go find the porta potty next to his trailer home. He's kind of been living there, and he ends up getting arrested by a super gimp because when he tries to fix the machine ends up malfunctioning, and basically during like the nighttime of the first day opening of the park ends up shutting down all the systems and opening all the doors where the dinosaurs can roam free and let loose and eat people. So then as the super gimp takes Dexter back to his reality to face the ultimate trial, Jared ends up dealing with the consequences of dinosaurs being set loose and their hot breaths making global warming, freaking bunch of people dying, getting a bunch of lawsuits, and just not having a good time. Chapter 7 of the Breain Chronicles, Chapter 7, the final trial. So it's like deja vu all over again. Dexter returns to a futuristic-looking police station with an alien lawyer who ends up being the Martian. The Martian is secretly the twin brother of the other Martian that got the alien. And the Martian lawyer's like, look, man, I'll see what I can do, but let's just go back to our hideout before we go to the trial. And they go to the secret hideout, which is basically just a refugee home created by Super Gimp, since Dexter sort of basically ruined this dimension and all the aliens that live there. So Super Gimp's just trying to do his best and trying to help people by just providing his Dracula-like mansion for like a homeless shelter. Yeah, so Super Gimp just scolds Dexter for doing bad things and reminding him of what he's done, but Dexter's not having it, and he's just like, oh yeah, we'll just talk about it in the trial tomorrow. The next day, Dexter goes to court. The entire universe watches as Dexter gets his charges and the evidence shown throughout the whole universe, and the verdict ends up being guilty, and Dexter's sent off to be sealed within the box that will, so by the end of the story, Dexter Longneck ends up getting sealed away in a magical box that will give enough power and energy and resources for the entire broken universes that he ended up destroying in his path to becoming a hero. So there we have it, the adventures of Dexter Longneck with a K, no relations. The ultimate Brain Rot Chronicles story. It was quite the journey, but by the end of it, I'm glad that this happened and ended. Okay, now here's a little segment. This is what we call the Brain Rot Chronicles extra short film stories. We'll have 3 segments right now, and I'll just say them out on this part. This is the final story ideas that I've had. These are the 3 extra stories. So we'll do the first one. We'll call it the Fly Back Home. So it's basically just 2 dudes who are going on vacation. They live in a place, the mystical place of, and so they're trying to go back home. It's like a nice, family-friendly movie. It's about, vacation, not wasting time, themes of enjoying life, living in the moment. Just a family, some short idea, that can be a good family movie. But by the end of it, as they make it home peacefully and quietly in the night, secretly throughout the story, there's hints of a giant robot, basically colored mainly of orange and white, from the moon going into the earth, preparing a apocalypse by turning into one of those big jumbo jets that probably the president would be on. And as the robot lands onto the airport that the main characters are on, it does this ultimate transformation, and it ends up attacking the airport, uses one of the towers to basically call up the apocalypse to happen with the robots, with the transforming robot aliens to invade the earth. Alright, here's the next segment. It's like a pseudo sequel, but it's also like its own story, which is basically just the alien invasion. So basically, it's a story where it's another set of friends, another set of dudes, and they're just hanging out, and they're like conspiracy theorists, and they're just living life, just going on about how there's maybe aliens invading Earth. But then they start to realize that some of these cars might actually be secret aliens. But as soon as they realize that the cars will be secret aliens, the aliens start showing up. The apocalypse ends up happening during the night, and the aliens start the transforming robot aliens start invading the Earth at night. The dudes, the main characters are like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Let's go to Chico's Tacos because the world's ending, but let's at least try to have some good food before going out. And so they do. They go to Chico's Tacos. They try ordering their food. Smaller robot aliens attack the Chico's Tacos. They attack the restaurant, and as they're leaving, chaos ensues. You see cars flying, debris falling, fire, rocks, robots blasting, destroying buildings, cities, houses, trees, or just a bunch of stuff. And it all just ends with after eating Chico's Tacos, the friends celebrate by drinking outside. And to put this in a timeline, this happened right after the Martian versus the alien fight, but it also happens right after the Dinosaur Island sequence, within the Breain Chronicles. Okay, next on to the last and final story. Okay, this final story is kind of a fun one because I made this up recently, and this will be the best one to get off my chest. It's called there's no fancy title, it's just called the Prada Boots Killer. Yeah, it's basically just a killer who wears Prada boots and is just a serial killer. His attire, a black ski mask, mouth covered, black goggles, Prada boots, and it has the turtleneck, the long sleeve turtleneck that's black, and the black and white striped vertical pattern pants. And the killer just goes around probably either stabbing cereals or just stabbing random people and just suing around. And the main character is literally just a Rush Hour with a black guy and an Asian main character. And it has a lot of vibes that are a lot like The Predator 2, where it's just like a crazy movie. I don't know, like and then in an alleyway fight, it would just be the Prada Boots Killer with a knife versus some dude with a samurai sword. That's like one idea. And yeah, by the end of it, they end up subduing and knocking out the killer and realizing he's just some dude. And the riveting versus battle between Super Gimp versus STD Man. The origin, Super Gimp. A man bitten by a radioactive gimp who becomes a Gimp Man, also known as Super Gimp. And STD Man, a man who loses virginity to an old sexy lady with all the STDs known to exist, becomes STD Man. And they have very epic fights. But yeah, you know what? Those are that's the final collection to the Brain Rot saga. These are all story ideas I had some fun, but I'll have more fun showing these pictures online. So if I can't, yeah. So I'll link my Instagram down below if you want to see pictures of what would have been and what wouldn't have been. And as a little cookie before the video ends, some other stories I had was either a Lost World Jurassic Park type movie with, I don't know, it has another trailer park living main character going to an island. And the island is really close to where he lives because he lives down the port that's really close to the island. But that would have been like that would have been a different type of continuity. And another one is basically the same story, but an alien literally crash lands a ship onto an island close to the same type of resort for the main character. So I'll make sure to put those pictures on Instagram. So if you want to see the concept ideas, concept arts, concept writings, I'll put them down on the Instagram. Links down below. I'll put those pictures on just so I can have something better on before I put shorts on it. But yeah, that's about it. Brain Rot Chronicles. I'm glad that it ended, and I was glad that I went through this. Alright, peace. Or, no, please. You know what time it is, boy? After we're finished, you know what that means. The Brain Rot Chronicles finished. You know what? Here we go. A teaser for the next video coming up next. Time to do some gaming videos. And you know what? For this secret ending, I say right now, follow my Twitch. Crazy things about to happen.